Hello, this is the new attendance over the last 3 years graph, which is part of my School Analytics Power BI template. I wanted to show you this graph because I think it's a really useful addition to the range of graphs that schools can use to plot attendance. One thing that many schools were getting back to me and saying was it would be really good if we could compare the attendance for our school this year with the attendance as it stood last year, with the attendance as it was 3 years ago, because that's something that schools are very often required to do. So hence this graph. You can see I'm displaying the graph in a web browser on a website called app.powerbi.com, which is the best way of sharing these graphs. I'll just go into full screen mode so we can focus on the detail of the graph and how it works. Here it is. So what we've got here, basically we've got 3 lines. The pale blue line represents the attendance as it is this year. And you can see it stops in March because that's when my data goes up to. We've also got a purple line which represents the percentage attendance as it was last year, and a red line which shows the percentage attendance as it was 2 years ago. And we're putting them onto an axis here which shows the terms and the months in the academic year which we've chosen here, which is 2020-2021. So we can see what the percentage attendance is for every single month. And we've put the actual numbers on here so we can tell, for example, that if we look at October, so if we look at October this year, our percentage attendance was 96.38, whereas last year it was 95.03, and the year before that it was 98.29. So they overlaid these lines onto the one graph so we can look at this year, last year and the year before. What else can we do with the graph? Well, we've added various filters to the graph. If, for example, you're a MAT and you've got various schools in your MAT, you can choose to show all the schools, in which case these averages reflect the average of your MAT. Or if you wish to, you can choose to select or deselect individual schools and look at maybe 3 schools, in which case the averages reflect the average for those 3 schools, or just focus on a single school. And of course, the averages are the averages for that one school. We can also, if we want, look at this data at different levels. We're looking at this data on a monthly level at the moment, but if I want to, I can use the drill up feature here to drill up to term level. So now I'm seeing the same data over the same year. So there's our current year in blue, but this time I'm looking at it aggregated by term. And I can change that if I want. So I can choose to go back again to monthly levels, or if I click the same button again, I can even look at it at a weekly level. When you look at it at very fine levels like this, sometimes it makes more sense to narrow down the period of time that you're looking at, and you can do that using this selector here. So for example, if I just want to have a look at September, I'm now just looking at September and I'm looking at on a weekly basis at September, so I can see what the relative percentage attendances were for September, looking at this September, last September and the September before. And if you want, you can even go down to a day level on this and compare attendance day by day over a week or day by day over a month. I'm back here now looking at the standard view, which is month by month for a whole academic year. What else can I do here? Well, I'm looking at all the schools in the MAT, or I'm looking at just my school, depending on whether I've got the MAT version of this product or not. But I've always got access to a set of filters here. If I open the filter pane, you'll see that what we can do is we can apply filters to the page against any of these criteria here. So for example, if you want to just focus in on a particular year group, I can look at my year group 9s, and now all the percentages here apply just to my year 9s. And if I want to maybe apply it to year 10s as well, now I've got year 9 and 10, and if I click again on year 11, I've got year 9, 10 and 11. And these numbers now relate just to those particular pupils. I've got lots of other filters on here, so if I want to further filter, so I'm looking at year 9, 10 or 11, and if I just want premium pupils, I can tick that button there. And now these percentages reflect just the pupil premium pupils. So you can see there's a massive number of ways that we can filter this. More or less any filter that you can think of, we've got down here. So long as it's in your actual pupil database, we can usually bring it out and apply a filter to your graph. So that's it. That's the attendance last 3 years graph. And like I say, that's available in the Power BI templates that I offer. Check that website for more details. Thank you.